Artie acted as our driver and guide. Our planned tour was cancelled due to heavy flooding, but he kindly rescheduled it free of charge. On the day of the rescheduled tour, we went to Ubud. We visited an ATV, a basket bag production site, a civet coffee plantation, rice terraces, and Tirta Empel temple. Each experience was unique to Bali and made for a very fulfilling time. Artie was a savior who appeared during our Bali trip, which began with heavy rain and flooding. He was fluent in both Japanese and English and answered all our questions, a perfect gay man. I would definitely recommend him to anyone visiting Bali in the future, or to friends and family planning a trip there. Thank you for a wonderful day, Artie. I requested this tour to visit the tourist spots in Ubud. Mudana asked me in advance where I wanted to go and also recommended some extra places, so it was a very fulfilling day. Our guide, Mudana, spoke excellent Japanese, so it was fun to talk to her and her explanations were easy to understand. It was my first time traveling to Bali independently, so I was worried about whether I would enjoy it, but thanks to Mudana, I made so many wonderful memories. She also took lots of photos, which I'm looking forward to looking back at later. I was given a tour of Ubud. The driver was very knowledgeable and guided me around each spot, taking photos at recommended locations. Even in traffic, they drove skillfully and smoothly, making the ride comfortable. They kindly agreed to extend the time and even provided sightseeing information and made reservations for the next day. Thanks to them, I had a wonderful trip. I will definitely use their services again when I come back to Bali. Since I was staying in Ubud, we met there and Artie drove me back to my hotel in Jimbaran. Artie spoke both Japanese and English well and shared many stories about Balinese history with me. Ubud is especially congested, so each stop took almost an hour, but we were able to visit the rice terraces, swing heaven, Tama Ayun temple, have lunch, and visit a coffee plantation. Thank you, Artie. On my last day in Indonesia, they kindly drove me from my hotel in Seminyak to Taman Ayun Temple, Ubud Palace, Tigalalong, and finally to the airport. Along the way, they recommended places for lunch and Atta products, and the delicious food and wonderful souvenirs made my last day truly satisfying. I'm also grateful that they dropped me off at the airport right on time. Despite the torrential rain, Udana and Yuri took us to Ubud. It was a wonderful experience, especially since it was raining. They even accompanied us to exchange money and checked our cash, which was incredibly reassuring for us as it was our first time in Bali. Thank you so much. They also helped us with paying for our purchases, which was a great help. Our driver was named Curate. Even though we chose a tour without a guide, she acted as our guide everywhere we went. While driving, she taught us a lot about Balinese culture and recommended places to visit. I would recommend her to anyone who hasn't made many plans. Having a Japanese-speaking guide on my first trip abroad was incredibly reassuring. They immediately suggested a plan B when we got stuck in traffic due to the rain, and they even took us to a recommended restaurant for dinner. They were incredibly helpful. Our local guide, Yuri, and driver, Mudana, spoke excellent Japanese and were incredibly kind. They took us to every place we wanted to go, and they were very attentive throughout our sightseeing, making our time there truly enjoyable. We were given a tour of Ubud and Kintamani Highlands, and then a transfer to Seminyak. Thanks to our driver, Diana, who perfectly planned our schedule, we had a fun and fulfilling time. Thank you.